Okay, so next article is Will Focus on the Family and the Truth Project warn about Unio, Mystica-Oneness-and Contemplative Prayer. I had a question this week from a lady, a Christian lady, that actually I think they've been doing a study and using this as their backbone of their study. And I hadn't heard about it. I hadn't really heard about this. But she asked me if I knew this Pastor Del Tackett and this Truth Project and Focus on the Family. And I mean, obviously I've heard of Focus on the Family. But I hadn't heard about this. Well, this is from Lighthouse Trails Research. They've got a lot of... They're probably the ones that are doing the best research on the contemplative church movement out there. And this report goes on to say there are concerns about why Lesson 8 of the Truth Project, that Pastor Del Tackett uses the term Unio, Mystica, and Oneness. If Christian leaders are going to use these terms that frequently are used by New Age, New Spirituality, then these Christian leaders should take care to educate their followers of Satan's devices and the new spirituality deception that is so prevalent with the evangelical church today. Well, I'd go a step further, saying they shouldn't be using the terms at all. They should be, if they're going to use the terms, use them to educate people just purely from a matter of you want to stay away from this, not use them with a preface. We just got to be careful. You can use them, you can meditate, you can do that stuff, but, just be careful. No, you just stay away from it, period. It may seem petty to some, but such terms, even if unknowingly, conditions Christians to be more accepting of the concepts. Focus on the Family has not shown itself to be a ministry that takes spiritual deception serious, and they have and do continue to promote contemplative spirituality, a spirituality that fits right into the New Age terms of Unio, Mystica, and Oneness. When Harry Potter first came out, they endorsed it. I had that report on there. It was a long time ago. And I understand they somewhat retracted the endorsement. But Harry Potter's flat out pure, actually high-level witchcraft. I've done a whole study on Harry Potter. You can reference on contendingfortruth.com. Just key in Harry or Potter and you should be able to find it. And that was a long time ago I did that, but it's still applicable. Really, really bad stuff. And this is just what I've come to expect with most mainstream Christian ministries. It's just what you expect anymore. Leaven seeping, infiltrating, permeating, getting worse all the time. Hate to be negative, but that's the current state of affairs. Truth is typically not something that's pleasant, and especially in the day and times we live in. One website describes how contemplative prayer is synonymous with Unio Mystica. Contemplative prayer helps to calm the mind, cultivate inner silence. It seeks to reach a non-conceptual, loving awareness of the divine. Its ultimate aim is Unio Mystica, the divine union in which the human soul gets merged with the Godhead. So this is what this Truth Project is promoting in Teaching 8, I believe. This is nothing more than what, the Catholics were really the first ones that implemented this and introduced this hundreds of years ago through, these contemplative, mystical friars and monks and all these people throughout Catholic history that wrote books on this. These guys, they would have human skulls. They'd be contemplating all this dark garbage. And this is where a lot of it gets its origin from. The question remains, will Focus on the Family and Del Tackett ever warn their listeners? Or will they keep talking about Unio, Mystica, and Oneness without issuing a strong warning to the body of Christ? Well, I think if they were going to do that, they would have done it, and they would have never included it in the teaching. Will they continue to promote contemplative advocates like Gary Thomas and Richard Foster? Ironically, the title of Tackett's website article is called A Silent Killer in the House, referring to carbon monoxide. Well, there is a silent killer in the church. It's called contemplative prayer. It's just one of the many. One of the many. Okay, I just want to touch on this. I don't even have this in the newsletter, but it was up on Steve Quayle's site, and it was entitled How Hyperinflationary HELL in a Commodity Heaven Will Happen Before the End of 2011. The Fed is terrified of the U.S. economy falling into a deflationary death spiral, whereby lack of liquidity leads to lower prices, leading to unemployment, leading to lower consumption, leading to still lower prices, the entire economy grinding then down to a halt. Both the federal government and the Federal Reserve are bent on using the same old tired tools to fix the economy. Stimulus on one hand, liquidity injections on the other, but it's those very fixes that are pulling us closer to the edge. Not the deflationary drain, but a hyperinflationary spiral. Now, I went to go click on the remainder of this article, and it's been taken off. It's been totally taken off by the actual source article. So, I've been seeing a lot of stuff about the economy. I'm just reading off his website. Financial depression spreads among seniors. All kind of stuff on the economy. So just, like I said, it's something that we should all be praying about. I would pray that you would pray for this ministry as well as each other in the body of Christ, because I really think hard times are ahead. Our donations have been down, like the bottom's dropped out in our donations, and I'm not mad or anything. It's just that it's made it really tough for us to function. And I realize, though, that a lot of this is due to the economy. And I'm really just seeing things start to really slow down and, like they said, grind to a halt. I'm seeing this a lot. I've just seen a lot of it even over the last month. So, again, we just need to pray for one another that, for the Lord's provision in these types of things, and have faith that He's gonna provide for us and our families in these types of things. But just kind of a little heads up there, because I'm seeing more and more of this, and I would have read you more of that article, but they took it off. And I think that they're trying to suppress these types of articles, Big Brother is, because again, it's just like what's going on in the Gulf. They're suppressing this stuff. There's like a media blackout. Anything negative that doesn't quite go along with their agenda, yes, there's going to come a point when they spring it all on us at once and create the maximum amount of shock and trauma to us. But up until that point, I think they want to pretty much lull the people to sleep as much as they can.